What's good people? Vets, let's talk. We got a special guest in front of the formation today. Sergeant First Class Bruce Smith. Hey, man, before we get started, I'd like you guys to click that like, share, and subscribe. Leave the comments in the section below. Give me the likes on the YouTube to get that algorithm up, man. Hey, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Man, I'm all right, man. You looking like you in your 20s over there, man. I need some of that fountain of youth from you. If you can give it to me.
I've always had the baby face, but the hair makes me look a little bit older.
Yeah, you kind of right about that, bro. You still look young though, bro. That's a good look. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Appreciate
How's
it.
how's the family doing?
Oh, they're doing great, man. They're enjoying life now. Happy that they don't have to move anymore. So you know how that is, always transitioning out.
Yeah, so how is it? Like how do you feel about your retirement right now?
Loving it, enjoying every minute. Yeah, man, with the changes happening, man, I think I got out at the right time.
Okay, when did you get out?
I got out November 30th, 2021.
Oh, so you fresh in it, huh?
Yep.
So okay, let's get to these questions. Hey,
All
do you remember where you were during 9/11?
Yes, I was still living with my parents. I just graduated high school that June. And I've been talking to the Army recruiter and the Air Force recruiter. My dad was in the Army for 20 years, so I already knew I was going to do the military. I just didn't know which branch. So I was working with both recruiters, and then I started leading toward the Army recruiter. I still remember his name, Master Sergeant Love Jones. Woke up that morning. Was already in the DEP program, and then my dad showed me the news. He was like, "Yeah, we're getting attacked." At first, it was kind of like shocking. You know, most people think America, superpower, can't nobody affect us, can't nobody hurt us. Yes. And then me as a young teenager, think, hey, man, I'm unstoppable. Can't nothing hurt us. So it was a wakening call. My dad asked me, do you still want to join or leave? I was like, well, nothing's changed. You know, nobody joins the military thinking they never have to deploy or something like that. So it was shocking and a wake-up call for most, I believe.
Right. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that I've heard like, man, I gotta deploy. You in the military, buddy. Let's go. Hey, man, thank you for your service, man. Thank you for doing your 20. Hey, and thank you for joining during that time, because a lot of people, they probably backed out and said, no, I'm not doing that. So that's real big of you, bro. So what do you remember about your days of service?
Oh man, actually, more good times than bad. I mean, the camaraderie you build. The great thing is the Army, wherever you go, whatever duty station, is always the same. You know what to expect. So even when you PCS and move to a new location, it's like you're already at home. So it was very easy for me. A little more difficult for the family, but the group of people you get to meet, the different types of characters and backgrounds and stories, it was phenomenal. And I don't think I would be where I am today without that experience.
That's awesome, bro. What were some of the fears transitioning out of the military, if any?
I'm gonna say I didn't have any fears. Me and my wife, we've been discussing it. I knew I was gonna do 20 and get out. As soon as I joined, I said I'm doing 20 years. That's the minimum. At around 12 years, me and my wife started talking about, all right, we coming up. So how do we start preparing? And most of the regulations you read, it says start about 5 years. And I don't think a lot of people, take that serious. It's a process to get out. It's nothing you say overnight, wake up, say I'm getting out the Army and be successful. So I think that the planning years out in advance kind of made us successful and made that an easy transition.
That's pretty cool, because a lot of people, they start planning for that transition the day they find out that they're getting out. Oh, I'm about to ETS, or I'm about to retire. And they think things are going to be just so smooth. And that is not the case.
Never the case.
So once out, how hard was it for you to adjust to civilian life?
So it's kind of a catch-22. So right when I started my retirement, you start 2 years out. So at 18 years was the same time COVID started coming around. So I was in Miami recruiting battalion. And so that March, everybody had to stay home order, stay home, no more going to work. So, then it was kind of different life again, because now I'm almost like a stay-home dad, because I'm home the whole time with the kids. And the wife was like, I don't know what to do with you. You're here all the time. I'm not used to it. But that kind of actually helped transition of being home, being around more often, understanding that I'm not the boss. She really is the boss.
Right.
So it was a good experience, and that kind of helped in that aspect. Then transitioning, because we were prepared, like I said, I was an MP, but then I got selected to become a recruiter. And that right there is ultimately the civilian life of the Army. Yeah. So I've been already living in a civilian community, already had networks and doctors, knew the whole community. So that made the transition really easy. And it was pretty simple.
That's pretty cool. Do you think the military gave you the tools to be motivated, even if it didn't seem like there was going to be a favorable outcome?
Yes, I believe the military does give you the tools. It's just you have to know where to find them. A lot of people think the Army is just going to give it to you, but it takes a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of asking questions. Don't go to one person. I talked to, I don't know, 4 retired sergeant majors, a couple of colonels, a couple of master sergeants that just recently retired, because each person had a different avenue or approach on how to do something, especially when it comes to the VA. So I got a lot of information from past experience, along with the people who recently retired. That way I made sure all my information was correct and I knew how to prepare for everything.
Information is always key. Let me ask you something. It's not even on my question. Did you take advantage of the ACAP process?
I took advantage of the ACAP process to the fullest. I think I abused it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. A lot of people, once again, it's about that reading. So you can take the TAPS class and the ACAPS, you can take all those classes more than once. And a lot of people are like, oh, I can only take it one time. No, you can take it. The ACAP is open as many times as you want. The unit only has to let you go twice. So what I did was I took one in the state of Florida and I took one in the state of Ohio based on where I was planning on retiring. That way I have the most up-to-date information on both locations. And then if there was something I didn't understand, I found out the day they were having the classes to that one specific class, and I attend the training again, just so I can make sure I had all the questions answered.
I didn't know you can do the ACAP at more than one time.
Yep.
And that's, I think I said it before. That is a process I didn't take advantage of. I already knew the lane I was going down as far as like schooling and work. But that ACAP process, I think that's one thing I wish I would have took advantage of. Because you, like, a lot of people don't know how to transition their resume into looking like you civilian. You can't come out shooting out the F word to everybody that you see at work.
Nah. Yep.
It's different. It's a lot different. A lot of people don't know that. They just think they're gonna come out. Even though you might be qualified for a lot of things that come across you. Like you might be the best qualified, but it's just the articulation of language. Because it's totally different from military to civilian. Like military is more direct. Civilian is just like you have to explain everything.
Exactly.
So what advice would you give someone transitioning out of the military?
Plan and do your research. Once again, nobody thinks about getting out the day before. You kind of know when you join the Army if it's for you or not. As soon as you have that feeling that it's about time to tap out, I think I'm going to, finish either this contract or retire. Start doing your research. Understand all the options and things that are available to you, such as the ACAPs. A lot of people don't know you can go TDY, and the Army pays for you to go to ACAP. So start doing your research years out. Start preparing and planning. There's so many programs now. The Army now, your last 6 months allows you to go to job interviews. You can go do internships while you're still getting an active duty paycheck to help you transition, so that as soon as your active duty date is done, you can start working and you don't have that lapse. I took advantage of that. I had a job while I was on retirement leave. I already started working. So I got 3 months almost double dipping because I didn't transition. I didn't want to wait. I'm hungry. And I started moving to this lifestyle, and I didn't want it to change for me or my family.
That's good. Always prepared, huh?
Always prepared.
Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. That's what they say.
A lot of people think it's easy, but it's not.
It's really not, man. Hey, I appreciate you for your time. I appreciate you for like you sharing that's the bit of information with the people because this is an ongoing problem with soldiers transitioning out of the military. Not so many people are successful. It's like I say, you may have the tools, but the mental part of what's going on is not with them at the moment because of that structure that they had. A lot of people are used to getting up 6:30, PT, go to work, get off work. That routine is different.
Yep.
When you get out, you just the accountability is different.
It is. We are creatures of habit. But like I said, I think transition to recruiter where it almost put me in a civilian life. That kind of helped out a lot as well, and broke it down for me and my wife for what to do next.
Oh, so that was probably the biggest plus for you then, huh? Because
it was the biggest plus and the downfall. So I was at Fort Gordon, and I made the Sergeant First Class list, and I was under 10 years. So they were like, "Oh, you're high speed. You're gonna get it under 10. You're gonna be first sergeant major." The following month, I got an email saying, "Welcome to recruiting command." You know? So I was like, "Oh man!" I went from happy to sad. I'm calling all the sergeant majors, a couple of former colonels. They're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get you out." You surrect it, man. They're like vampires. They put their fangs in you. You ain't getting out. You ain't getting away. But then it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I mean, the networks and all that. And then it also helped transitioning, stop using all that language that we use in the military and start speaking civilian language, stop using so much jargon and stuff. So it definitely helped.
So how long were you in recruiting before you got out?
7 years.
Oh, wow. That's hood terms right there. That's for
Yeah. I did 3 and I was like, okay, I'll stay. I might as well stay here now. I like it. And then they turned me into a training manager.
That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Like I say, man, thank you. Like I know you got things to do. You got to get back to your lunch and do your thing, man. Hey, thank your family, bro. They served as well as you did. Like, and once again, like it means a lot to me for you to give me a little bit of your time. This actually gives me a little bit of a purpose, like more of a purpose, but I like talking to people about how they deal with things in their transition into life. Man, I'm looking for some officers to jump on here. Like, I got a couple of people that want to talk about the PTSD experience, but I want to talk about the healing because everybody wants to talk about the trauma for some reason. But that one thing people clings to a little bit too much. Well, how are you healing? I want to talk to people about how they're healing, how you dealing with that. What have you done to deal with it? Like, what are you treating? Go ahead.
I can tell you what I did. I mean, we all Army, we big drinkers, and that turned out to be worse than better. So it caused more problems. But then I also found out what triggered it. I can't do fireworks. Fireworks around me just don't work. So I always make sure I'm aware of what's going on in my surroundings. And then I found something I'm passionate about. Believe it or not, man, I'm the farm life. I'm on horses, baling hay, but it's peaceful. It's relaxing. It's soothing. And that's what you got to find out. So a lot of people, they complain about the problem, but they don't want to look for a solution. They're looking for somebody else to give them that answer.
That's it.
Find something that you enjoy that can get your mind off of things. When I'm out there working with horses or doing, hey, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just having a good time.
That's good stuff.
So that's what people got to do.
That's good stuff. My medication is the gym room.
That works. That works.
Always. Let it out. Let it out. But I want to hear from somebody about the healing process, what they doing. Hey, man, let's talk. Who's up next for formation?